Welcome to We Love Deck Builders, the podcast dedicated to empowering deck industry pros to construct a thriving business. Join your host, April Edwards, founder of Deck Builder Marketers, as she brings you a cheat sheet of industry secrets and strategies that promise to boost your deck building business. Whether you're a battle-tested pro or just starting your entrepreneurial journey, this podcast is your arsenal for expert insights and actionable advice. So tune in and let's carve a path to business growth, one insight at a time.
Well. That intro is a little old. I definitely want to update that puppy.
There's some people not in there anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but I think I had 2 pictures in there, so I still count.
Don't take her out.
Oh, come on, Trisha, be nicer to me.
I said don't take you out.
Oh, okay.
I can tell we're already going to have fun today, right, ladies?
Exactly.
I hope so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, all you listeners here, you guys are blessed to have some of the hottest females on the planet here. Pretty smart, pretty fun. Knows a lot. We all know a lot about the industry, right?
Been around a while.
Yeah,
A bit.
we're gonna get raw and real today. I like it. We got a good group here.
Good energy. Good energy.
What do we got?
All right, we got the Duchess here. Let's see. Do we like that view? I'm playing around with the settings here. Up and
Either
personal or
Three.
like this
Yeah.
okay.
Reminds me of being on a game show.
I know. I met with my team. I got a team from all over the world, actually. And I was like, we should do the Brady Bunch thing, where like one person looks to the left, the other one looks down. So for anybody listening in, we're just nerding out on the video here. So if you are listening, make sure you come in live. We do this every Thursday now at 2 p.m. Eastern, right? It's 2 p.m., right?
2 p.m.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I'm West Coast, so I always got to do the math. But anyway, we've got Lainie and Trisha here from Decks and Docs, and I'm going to go ahead and do the whole formal intro. And I'm not going to pick my teeth.
I'm not gonna pick.
Good idea. Good idea.
We did say earlier that it would be more interesting if we did pick teeth or noses or things like that on the podcast.
I mean, I could find a floss pick or something to make it even more interesting.
I saw a funny video the other day. Have you ever seen these old music videos that they take all the music out and then they just have like them stepping and dancing and just like random words? I'm trying to remember. I think Mick Jagger and David Bowie did a song together, right? And there's this video of them. I'll have to find it and put it in the show notes, but super funny. And I saw one yesterday where they just had people farting. So instead of singing and playing the music, it was just, I think it was like Terminator, actually. It was a Terminator movie. So not a music video, but it was kind of funny to see.
I mean, I thought you were talking about like maybe MTV, and we could age ourselves with that, and or Milli Vanilli. Girl, you know it's true.
I just watched the Devo documentary yesterday. So Devo is from my hometown, Akron, Ohio, and it was really good. I don't know. Did you guys listen to Devo at all back in the day?
Yes.
But I think they say it differently. They don't say Devo. They say Devo or something. They say it a little bit differently.
I just
Velvet
watched
Devo?
millennials, old school people rocking out to like a new age song, and it was, this is what you're going to look like in the assisted living. I'm like, no.
No. Say it isn't so.
Well, anyone listening in, I recommend that you check out the Devo documentary. It's really good. Really good. Lots of creative artists and thinkers there doing some pretty neat stuff. And it's so funny because, well, I don't want to blow the end of the documentary, but it's really neat how things kind of came full circle with some of the things they were talking about to now in 2026. Really good documentary. All right, let's get to the professional part, huh? Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Are they coming in soon?
Yes. All right. All right, guys. Today we're joined with Lainie Sleppin and Trisha Holman from Decks and Docs. These are two leaders who have a front row seat to what's really happening in the building industry right now. Through their work with contractors across multiple markets, they see the patterns most builders don't. They see who's growing, who's plateauing, who's building stronger manufacturer relationships, and who is leaving opportunities on the table. They're not just supplying materials, y'all. They're evaluating partnerships, supporting marketing initiatives, guiding builders through product shifts, and helping shape what professionalism looks like in 2026. Lainie and Trisha, I'm excited to pull back the curtain today and talk about what suppliers see and what builders don't. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
So let's do some introductions here. We have the Duchess of Decking, Lainie Sleppin. Why don't you do a little intro for those that, I don't know who wouldn't know you, but go for it.
There might be some. So I've been in the decking industry for 26 years, have a very strong manufacturing background, switched about a year and a half over to the retail side, where I can create some tremendous value out in the various markets that I serve. And love being a resource for contractors, deck builders. You know, I know how to navigate the business very well from doing this for some time. And I'm solution oriented, just always offering them creative solutions and getting outside the problem.
Well said. I think you've done that before, huh?
That is who she is. Yes.
Very well done. All right, Trisha, you're up.
All right. Well, I've been doing it for 20 years. And mine's all been inside of building supplies. I have not done, the vendor side. I've always been in touch with contractors and builders, homeowners throughout my 20 years. And it's not been all decking. It's been all of building supplies. So I just started focusing clearly only decking about 4 years ago. And I'm pretty knowledgeable about it. And I'm pretty grumpy, people say, because I'll tell them what they're doing wrong. But I love where I work right now. I have some of the best builders in our market. I'll put them against any other market all day long. We've got a really great bunch of guys. Yeah. And girls, couple of women.
You know, that's spoken so true, though. I mean, anybody that's willing to say it how it is obviously cares, and is there to be helpful. So there's a lot to say to that. We got Deck Geeks here. He says, hi, y'all.
Hi.
Hi.
Tell us a story, Deck Geeks. Give us a little something and ask a question if you want. But let's talk a little bit more about what's going on at your roles at Decks and Docs right now. What are you guys focused on?
I've been focused on events. We've had in the Greenville, South Carolina market. I work Greenville and Charlotte area, and we have been really bringing vendors in to teach on new products to build. We just did a 3-part series, different part each week for 3 weeks in a row. First, and it was sponsored by AZAC Timber Tech and Camo Fasteners. And first week we had people building aluminum frame deck 8x12, and then second week we brought in Deck Master J, Jeremy, and he taught tips and tricks on bending decking and doing waterfalls and all the good stuff. And then the third one, we had Legacy Decks come in, and they were showing how to install all the newest products from AZAC Timber Tech, their new screen panel and the 2 new rail systems. And it's been really cool to see these builders. We had 16 degrees on our first day, and over 20 people showed up for 16 degrees. That's pretty good when you live in the South and you don't know 16 degrees.
Ooh, yeah. It's kind of like when it rains out here, no one knows what to do in San Diego.
Right. So I've been focused on getting my contractors to understand and know the products.
Love it. Man, that's some really great events. How about you, Lainie?
So the thing that's interesting, right? Because decks and ducks cascades across a lot of different markets, right? So the Northeast is certainly a much maturer market when it comes to composite decking, right? So yes, I'm focused on a heck load of interesting industry events, but what my focus has really been in the immediate future is targeting specific accounts and geographic areas and growing that business.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm always looking to partner with new deck builders in the industry, you know, new young lads that are coming in that maybe could use some coaching, some direction. But we do have, like I said, a ton of events coming up. But the focus is a little bit broader for me. I think, you know, some of the Carolinas are a little bit greener, right? If that's fair to say.
Yeah.
As far as against, you know, if you're looking at it territorial wise against the Northeast, the demographic and the landscape is just slightly different. Because truth be told, I mean, the Northeast is probably the oldest market with composites. I mean, if I date myself, really, the Spring Lake Boardwalk here in New Jersey was the first commercial composite project actually supplied in the, I think, next to Disney. So this goes way back.
So you're 12?
Yeah, about that. About that. We actually had, I was working at Trex at the time, and we had sell sheets of the Spring Lake Boardwalk because that was a very proud, monumental project. But it was like, you know, composites in its infancy, right? And so it was just about really the conversion from wood to composite at that point. So it was, you know, a much different market, but it lends itself to the maturity of the market that we're in up here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a little bit of a segue to what you were saying earlier about the young and hungry and helping those folks out. Look who we have here, Jason from Deck Crafters. So
Yep,
Jason,
he was going to pop in.
Yeah, I love that you're here. And anyway, I adore him. I just think he's got such an incredible story. Is there anything you want to say about Jason, Lainie?
I'm really enjoying working with him because I think, you know, my maturity in the business lends itself to helping him with what works and what doesn't work, right? So he's very, very open and coachable and takes action, right? Because a lot of times I have conversations, sometimes things materialize, they don't always, right? And not everybody's open to suggestions. You know, there are plenty of people out there in general that think they know a lot, is what I'm going to say, right? Being sensitive to people's egos and whatnot. But Jason has been unbelievable, awesome guy to work with, and truly happy to be partnered with him.
Yeah. He's going to do amazing things. He's so young. He's so young and he's accomplished so much. You guys make sure that you follow Jason, Deck Crafters from New Jersey. His URL is deckcraftersnj.com. So make sure you follow him and, you know, ping him. Jason, if you're there and you want to say anything, let us know. Glad to have you here.
Giving him some love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So what are you ladies seeing right now from builders that tells you who's growing versus who's stuck?
For me, it's what they're paying attention to. I mean, I've got, you know, like Lainie just said, you've got some people who know the business and they know the business, and you're not going to teach them anything new, but you see so many new things coming out, and our customers are seeing these new things. Our customers are probably, and when I say customers, I don't mean the builder, I mean the homeowner. They are going online and they are really doing their education on what decks are about, and they're holding builders accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing that. I mean, we get homeowners who come in and they'll interview multiple builders for their project. And when you finally ask them, what was it that brought you from one to the other? And it is the knowledge that builders have on the new products coming out, the new techniques on how to build, how they sold it to them as far as their knowledge goes. And did they really sound and look credible?
So, yeah, I mean, I could back that just in general. I think consumers in general are much more in control, especially with AI and platforms like ChatGPT. A good kind of quote from a book I'm reading is 80% of consumers are already through their journey before they even talk to a sales rep. So of course I'm going to be biased and say, hey, what is that 80%? It's marketing. It's making sure that you are educating, being helpful and stuff like that on your website and so forth. So sounds like we're aligned. Real quick here, Jason said, everything is mutual. Y'all are great. And then he said, website soon to be revamped by Deck Builder marketers. So
Nice.
really glad to have Jason on board working with us here. So Lainie, do you what are you seeing out there with builders?
So I mean, I can echo a lot of what Trisha said. In addition to that, I'm seeing a big gap, right, between the guys that are progressing and the guys that are kind of stuck, right? That gap is like growing tremendously. And kind of what I'm seeing that's sort of scary to a degree is that, you know, as we all get older, a lot of these guys really do not have a succession plan, right? Like if they step away from the business does not run, right? And like I've sat through, you know, several of the Legacy Deck Academy classes, like, you know, if the businessman isn't working on himself, you know, how is he working on the business, right? And so I've seen a lot of that where that succession plan, it's like, wow, like what happens after, right? And it's like, well, you know, they look at you like a deer in headlights. And yeah, so I'm happy to see some new blood coming in, some younger guys coming into the business. But I got to tell you, I mean, there are still, you know, I myself still use a paper and pen notebook, right? And so there's still some people that are still using, yep, exactly. Right. So we're still in a little bit of an antiquated business, right? But the gap of the guys that are really technologically savvy are separating a great distance from the guys that are kind of like still using a flip phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, we all want to be attached to the guys that are growing, and we want to try to help the guys that are using the flip phone, but some of them just really are like, hey, I'm happy where I'm at, and that's fine, right?
As long as it stays that way, in my opinion. I think there's a certain point where you kind of have to meet the market where it's at, and that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Exactly.
I mean, I've talked to some OGs that, you know, have a big name in the industry. And for the last 20, 25 years, they've gotten business the same way. You know, they always have through their relationships, but that gap that you're talking about is getting wider. And so it's been really interesting to talk to some of these guys and realize like, hey, what I did before isn't working anymore, you know? So, you know, really kind of adapting. But hey, we got Sean McAleer here. He's like, I'm not getting any older. I decided that already.
We love you, Sean. We love you, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean and I go way back. He's an OG with me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The New Jersey crew, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Love it. All right. So what about decks and docks in general? Like what type of support do you guys give builders beyond just supplying materials?
Go on,
Oh,
Lynn.
we do something beyond that? No, I'm kidding.
No. All right, that's enough. No.
Actually, you know what?
Mic drop.
Let me ask this question first, but Sean did said he did say hello, love you guys. How about this first? What do you think are the biggest misconceptions that builders have with suppliers and manufacturers?
That there's an endless wallet, that we're just going to keep giving and keep giving, that the money is never going to dry up, that we can just give them everything they want.
And that would be said without a business plan, right? They just, you know, give me money and I'll promote your product, but there's typically not a whole great plan behind that, right? Like we need to substantiate those asks with a business plan.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been talking to a lot of different manufacturers and putting some programs together, and you know, we're able to like actually tie product pull through with the efforts that we do from a marketing standpoint. And I think just taking a few minutes to really understand the plan and what the outcome is going to be is going to make sure that everybody is on the same page and that the efforts are going towards something more substantial, because it needs to be a win-win-win, right? It's not just give us, money. It's like, let's be strategic about it so that it's actually serving a purpose.
That, and you'll see a lot of these younger folks that are coming into the industry, they're hitting everybody up, and they don't recognize that's just not a play that's going to work for them. You got to pick your horse, or pick a couple of horses. You can't pick the whole corral of horses. You've got to pick a couple people that you believe in their product. And a lot of the younger, newer builders coming out are just thinking they are going to grab everybody and try to get everything. And I'm seeing a lot of upset vendors out there that are hurt. They've all given, and they found out they're giving to the same person, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I bet a lot of this really springs from the whole influencer era. And I think things are just changing a little bit with that. Like, it is still powerful, but it's interesting. There's somebody in the industry, a pretty big player that, wanted to partner up with me at Deck Builder Marketers, and, he was going to promote what we offer and stuff. But I mean, I want it to be real. Like, I don't want it to be just do it to do it. I want it to be because we're actually like helping you grow. I want more of like the real recommendation, the real story, versus just paying somebody to say that it's good,
Right. And I think the young folks are they're grabbing everything, or trying to. And I think what you're saying is they've got to grab somebody like you who they believe in, who you've helped them, they can help you. It can't just be about, I'm working with this name. Yeah.
Right. Sean says, good points. It can't be a one-sided relationship for long. Yeah.
No.
That's good. That's good. Well, then, okay. So again, I thought that was a better question before I ask what Decks and Docs does to support builders beyond supplying materials.
So I can take that one if you want me to lead with that one. So, I mean, we've been extremely busy. Obviously, we've been at the International Builders Show. We had a booth. We had a dinner event. I am a believer of collaboration amongst all these people to get them together in one room. Outside of that, I think in our individual markets, like, I try to do dinner events. Like, I did one down in Annapolis, got a couple builders together. But broad stroke, I mean, what I try to do is enforce things like, hey, there is NADRA, North American Deck and Rail Association. They have educational resources where you can send your guys through technical classes, deck evaluation classes, deck safety checklists, to make sure they're utilizing those programs. And I think, I try to connect those dots to help them, create more success within their business. And that's an overlap of what we try to do at Decks and Docs. So I'm sure Trisha has more to add to that, but just doing a lot of, personal sort of and bigger yet not bigger dinner events, and a lot of it tied into shows, with the JLC show coming up next.
And she's leaving her. So Lainie started last year. She brought Legacy Decks on board to help with the academy events for our clients. And she started it in the Northeast, having them train builders on how to run their businesses a lot more efficiently. And Lainie started that, and it moved down into the South. And I'm thinking we'll probably be doing more of that in the future. We are getting ready to do a collaboration with Fortress Framing, where we will have master classes. And there's I think 5 or 6 classes already set up, where we're going to help builders do those, put their hands on the material, actually learn. And I think that goes along with a lot of the stuff we do. And obviously me and Lainie are only 2 of the salespeople within our company, but getting people to know their strengths through our vendors and learning and collaborating and the new innovation. I mean, I think we are going to be a leader in that if we're not already. We really do bring builders in to see the products that we can supply to them.
Yeah. I do want to just promote a little something here real quick. Let me see if I could bring it up. Lainie, to give you a good idea of what she offers outside of just, helping you with supplies is really she's a conduit in the industry. And so really what I'm hearing is there an echo? Is everything okay?
It just came. Yeah, it just started.
Weird. I wonder why. But anyway, she really does help. And it sounds like, Trisha, you are as well, with different events and resources, like being very resourceful for these guys. And at the end of the day, it's about really helping their business move forward, right? With, different types of resources. So duchessofdecking.com is where you can go to get to know a little bit more about Lainie and really working with her in general and these ladies at Decks and Docks and how they bring a lot more to the table than just supplies. Anything to add on that?
I think it's just going to keep changing. We're going to keep doing more. It's between, us finding folks to help builders run their business, to teaching them how to sell, and then teaching them about the new products. I think we're just going to constantly be changing that with the market.
Mm-hmm. But that's good. You're meeting the market where it's at, and you're constantly innovating and getting better and better.
Yeah.
And I think, our eye is on the ball to keep a lookout for what's latest and greatest and bring that to the market and stay on the cutting edge of products. And the other thing, I just wanted to mention, so like a brief detail about what I try to do is, like, there's a gentleman, he's kind of new into decking. And so I suggested he come up to the JLC show, and we're going to be hosting a dinner up there. So I said, look, come up to the JLC show. You're going to get a lot of information, and then come to the dinner, because talking to these guys that have been doing this for quite some time is worth more than you'll ever understand by, reading things and such. Yeah. So, I try to always make those connections to help these guys grow. Right. And like I had this, like I mentioned, this little dinner event in Annapolis. It was one current customer, one new customer, and one customer I get a little business from. But the three of them exchanged ideas and thoughts and helping each other. Like, this is great. And this is kind of what reminded me of NADRA in the beginning, right? When the deck builders were like, hey, we don't mind competing with one another because we're all raising the bar, right? And so I'm doing like little microscopic dinners of that, if you will, where these guys can kind of connect and say, hey, are you seeing this thing with code? Are you seeing that thing? Where these guys don't feel so alone, because I think a lot of these guys get caught up in their own nucleus of their business in their market, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's why I always suggest they come to bigger shows like JLC, where they can experience something outside their traditional market.
Yeah. I'm excited to, looks like we have a guest here. So.
Yes. This is I was hoping she was going to stay asleep.
I'm sitting behind the computer.
So Lainie's got a guest here in the frame of the video for any of the listeners. Looks like the guest has left, made a very quick entrance. Who was that?
She's right here, Hartley. She's a rescue.
Yeah.
And she's got a little heart on her side, so we called her Hartley.
Oh, cute. Should I call my husband a rescue?
Oh, gosh.
Maybe.
He's the rescue.
I brought him in. I feed him. He does okay.
Yeah, he does all right.
Oh man, I love it. I'm going to JLC for the first time this year, so
you're gonna love it. It's a great show. It's so busy and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I always say there's more power in the after events at those shows and those dinners and stuff like that. I think that's where a lot of the magic happens. And so anybody listening, take advantage of, those dinners and stuff like that. Also, Deck Builder Marketers, I started bi-weekly coaching and mastermind workshops. We call them growth workshops with our clients because of that reason, because I can sit here, my team can sit here and give suggestions to help. I mean, we're our tools are marketing, but we really are growth partners for them. We want to help them succeed. What marketing does is it feeds things at the beginning, but there's still a journey that happens after that. And we want to make sure that they're really successful. So there's just a lot more value and power in getting all of our clients together on a biweekly basis where they could mastermind and share ideas and things like that. And so it's not just always coming from us, it's like they're jamming and supporting one another. And there's just so much power in that. So Jason said, I got a visitor here. It's like a mosquito or something. Jason said, Lainie was the best hand I have shaken in 2025. After meeting her, my business was immediately taken to the next level because of the connection she has helped me make. Lainie and Dex and Docs are synonymous. I feel like I wanted to tear up there for a second. That was sweet. All right, microphone drops. We're done.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
That's really cool. Thank you so much for providing that feedback. That's great. I'm just going to keep that up on the screen here for a little bit.
We're finding collaboration with our builders. I think in 2026, I think that's what we're going to see. I mean, and it's not, and I think it's being encouraged by influencers. You just saw at IBS, you had Kevin and Mike mixed to do some builds. You've got a bunch of other folks doing the same thing. Just in ours, I was laughing. So we had our event, our 3-week event. I went up to Charlotte to help. We've got a new showroom there, by the way. Anybody who's in the Charlotte market, go up to the new showroom. Just the lighting alone, in-light lighting in there is so phenomenal. Just that alone is worth going for. Anyway, so I'm in the store at the showroom working with the new guy, and I had invited a builder that had come to, I had some swag for him. So I was like, hey, bring Andrew, come. I got the swag bag. I'm going to be here. Come see me. And he comes in with his guy, and next, behind him are 2 other people that I know from the Greenville market. They had met at our event, hit it off, and now they were working on a project together. I think we're going to see more builders, the ones that are going to make it, the ones that are really innovating. I think they're going to start collaborating with other builders in their market. It's not going to be just, oh, I want that build. I want that build. I have to get it. It's not going to be about competition. I really think we're going to see builders working with each other and creating some of the just most glorious projects we'll have ever seen. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of power in being humble too, and being open. And I love that. I'm actually speaking next week on the power of in-person events, and I think a lot of marketing agencies and businesses in general hide, like you kind of got to get out there. You got to get out there and collaborate. And, again, that's kind of where the magic happens. And, it's been powerful for my business to get out and about and, be present and meet with people and always just trying to be helpful and make connections. It's just amazing. Yep. So I absolutely love that you guys do that. That's a really great case study. You should promote that.
I mean, it was pretty, I felt good. I was like, man, I put on an event that met these guys together and now they're working together. And I mean, it's just a little event in Greenville that turned into a little bit more than a little event. So yeah.
Super cool. What do builders do that makes suppliers and manufacturers want to partner with them long-term?
So I would say their participation in industry events, right? Like DeckX Live events, NADRA events. I think the guys that are out there in the front, actively participating in these things, right? I think are attractive to manufacturers, right? Because they're trying to continuously better themselves by being involved in, let's call it, the NADRA, deck competition or the discussion, the round table. And or like I had the opportunity to go to the DeckX Live, with Chris Breen. And so the builders in there, right? So, any of these roundtable discussions, any of these opportunities to really share some of what they've learned along the way, right? Even writing articles like in Deck Specialist, right? Like I know Jason had the opportunity to do that, as well as some other builders I've known, right? They have the opportunity to share some of their knowledge in Deck Specialist, right? Those are the guys that I think are not only attractive to us, but attractive to the manufacturers as well, because they're getting themselves out there proactively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm reading a book, Endless Customers by Marcus Sheridan. His first book was They Ask You Answer. And he talks about the importance of personal branding. And that's kind of what you're talking about. Like, take advantage of these resources. I mean, you could be featured in the Nodra Spotlight. You can be featured in the Deck Specialist magazine. Like, get out there and get your name out there. I think that that's a really good takeaway. Like, if you're in the forefront, you're first of mind, and, people want to partner with you and work with you and help you, and there's a lot from, like, if I could just get nerdy for a second, there's a lot of benefit in that authority online by being present and things like that as well.
Well, you did a pod with Jeremy, Deckmaster J, Jeremy Wilkins. Within the same week, he had some really beautiful thing done by Owens Corning that they produced on him and his family online. And then we turned around as Dex and Docs within the same week, had a sit down with him at one of his job sites. I'm like, okay, son, between 3 people in a week, you have put yourself out there talking about products and yourself and what you do and what you believe in. And builders doing that, I mean, get in front of a camera. It's not always comfortable. I can tell you, I don't like seeing myself on camera, but get in front of a camera and talk about what you do well, because everybody does something good. Everybody. We all have a superpower that makes us different and amazing. And get in front of a camera, get in front of people, even do it just whatever, even if it's a picture. And that's what's going to put you out there. And that's what vendors are looking for. People who can really commit to a product, really talk about it intelligently, show it in a way that is just, amazing.
Yeah, he's bursting out of the seams. Like, he's got so many ideas and so much passion to give back. So if anyone's listening, like, follow Deckmaster J. He's got seriously a lot to offer. And I think, like I said, I mean, that's a good description, right? He's just kind of bursting out of the seams, just like,
He never sits still. His hand, if you're talking to Jeremy, his hands are moving and his head. I mean, I would hate to be inside that space. I don't think I could do it.
Oh man, I love it. It's so good. But hey, good segue too. I mean, if anybody's interested in being on this podcast, go to deckbuildermarketers.com/podcast and you could apply to be on the show. Yeah. And, just to kind of back up what you're saying, Trisha, like it's really interesting what we do here at Deck Builder Marketers, because our one of the things that is really going to make your marketing successful is for us to pull out the juicy nuggets and help you shine. And most builders are very humble artists, and they don't realize what they have to offer because, probably being hard on themselves, thinking they could be better or whatever the deal is. But we all, and of course, I'm a believer. And so I believe we all have gifts to share, and we all have, something brilliant in us that you can offer to other people. And so get out of your shell and get out there and tell your story and be helpful, because there is somebody that you will impact, and you won't have the opportunity to do that if you just hide. Right. Some pointers too, and I tell this to everybody, I'm also a coach for other agency owners. You do need to get out in front of the camera. I'm talking to a lot of builders now that actually are putting studios in their showrooms, so that they can share helpful information and, bring the human element to their brand, which people buy from people, not businesses, right? I just know the advice that I have for you is you are going to suck in the beginning. Like, you are not going to like what you do. But that's part of the learning process. If you don't look back 6 months from now and not like what you see, it doesn't mean, it means you're not growing. you know? And so also words of advice, I don't look at any of my stuff. I don't critique it. I don't review it. If I did, I would never move forward. So don't live in the past. Just know that it's going to get better as you go.
Well, and you want people to be real. I mean, some of the stuff that you see online, it's goofy as can be, but it's who people are. And that's what we want to see. I don't want to see somebody be fake in front of a camera.
Yeah, you don't trust.
You feel it.
No trust in that. Yeah, it's just like, eh. And you know, in a world of AI, like authenticity wins, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what marketing support or co-op dollars are involved when they're involved? What are you actually looking for before you decide to back a builder?
So again, I think it comes down to having a good business plan, right? For us to go to the manufacturer, go to our management, go to our executive team. Before we're going to do that, we need to substantiate what we're looking at, what the return on investment is, just like any other business owner. And to make sure there is a good strategic plan behind it, right? So, you know, I think Trisha and I would go full force to fight for anybody, but we need to make sure that there's a good story to tell with it, right? Because going there and just asking for, you know, I love when they say, "Hey, do you have $500?" Like I don't. What does that mean, right? Yeah, let's take the first agreement and be impeccable with our word, right? And so, justify to me what exactly it is you're asking for, right? With a story behind it, so I can substantiate it, right? And so, I think that there just has to be a just cause and a good reasoning, a good, you know, business plan behind it, right? So I don't think, you know, there's just not an open wallet of co-op dollars available, right? We have to have a good explanation of where those dollars are going to go.
That, are you a partner with us? I mean, Decks and Docs helps a lot of builders out. I've seen it in my short 2 years. But are you a partner with us? Are you purchasing from us? I mean, is it just a quote that you want every week and we're not seeing any dollars in return from that quote? Are you partnering with us? Are you, you know, letting people know about what we can do for you, that what we actually have provided for your business? And in return, obviously, for those kind of folks, we absolutely want to help them. We want them to succeed because they want us to succeed. I mean, Kevin's a really good with Raven Builders. He makes it a point to let everybody know that we support him, that we have his back, and you know, we do. And he builds a beautiful product, and he gives us his business. Of course, that's a person we want to support.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I've gotten several leads from his recommendations from guys coming to us for quotes. So super appreciate those type of relationships.
Absolutely.
You know, some authenticity in there definitely doesn't hurt, right? So it works both ways, right? So we support him, he supports us, right? And so it's not, you know, and I think the thing is, you know, people sometimes think of retailers as, you know, they're the people behind the counter that are order takers, and we are the furthest thing from that, right?
Yeah,
we want to quote you, of course, we're business people, but we want to help you be successful and create value behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not just about taking the order at the end of the day, right? Like I met with a contractor today. He doesn't, you know, I mean, we're just starting to do business, right? But here's the showroom, here are the products, here are the things, like, you need help, here's what we can do. Right? We don't want you to just come in and give us an order. We want to be a partner in your business.
Because it's not just about the builder. I mean, they have clients, and I don't know how many you see, Lainie, but I try as much as possible to see my builders' clients. I want them to know who we are, that we provided the material, that it was important that it showed up to their home in a professional, well-packaged thing, and that the builder can have confidence in us that we're going to treat their homeowner with respect. Because if the homeowner isn't happy with us, the builder certainly isn't going to be happy with us. And I try really hard to help the builders that support me support their clients.
And I will tell you, in New Jersey, it is a very competitive landscape. We are surrounded by, some A/B players that are also very good, right? So I have to always be on top of my game, right? Like,
Say that one more
we,
time. For some reason, it was slow for me. Was it slow for you, Trisha?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, just say that one more time.
yeah. So I was just saying, in New Jersey, in particular, North Jersey, it's a very, very competitive landscape with a lot of A/B players in our market, right? So I have to work, extremely hard to make sure I'm always driving home that value, right? Because when you're surrounded by, a bunch of competitive people that are out there that are, very good as well, it forces you to be better, right? Like it forces you to drive even harder, if that makes sense.
You know how many deck builders I talk to that don't even reach out to their manufacturers or partners in general to get any support? They don't even know it. So that's what I just want to stop for a second for any of the listeners. Like, is this enlightening to hear from these ladies with some of the things that they're doing? I mean, the conversation is more about how they're helping versus buying product.
Yeah. And that's what you said earlier is, who's growing and who's slowing. What you just said is who's growing? The people who reach out, the people who are paying attention.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. We got a comment here, but I did want to see if anybody has any questions, like take advantage of these ladies here because they're full of resources and support. So Be Nice Home Solutions said, will this be viewable later too? Can't sit down right now too easily. Of course. Yeah. I mean, you can see all of the old podcasts on deckbuildermarketers.com/podcast. They're on all of the podcast channels and on YouTube. And since we stream this live, it's posted right away on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So glad to have you. Ask a question. Be Nice Home Solutions, and also let us know what your name is and where you're from.
Yeah,
all right.
So Hayward in Rhode Island, I believe.
Okay. Cool.
She knows everybody.
Yeah,
she really knows. It's a little annoying, to be honest.
I live to annoy you, Trisha.
You should see that. I'm gonna fight your face that Trisha just made. It's getting real up in here, guys.
I'm never gonna fight Lainie. She'd kick me down. Yeah, it's too strong.
She do it nicely though.
Mental and physical. She's yeah.
Yes, she's a force not to be reckoned with, huh?
That is absolutely.
You guys are giving me a bad reputation out here.
I said you would do it nicely though.
Wow.
With all the empathy.
I don't want to talk about my days of arm wrestling and what happened there. So we're gonna let that be for future discussion for part 2 of ladies on your podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to, you know what? We'll have to have you back on and we'll just talk about all the like backstory and history and interesting personal tidbits.
Oh,
the day before she retires, all the
we'll call it spilling the beans.
Sleppin spilling the beans.
All right. We got a few more minutes here. I got a couple more questions. And then again, if you guys are listening in here, just post a comment on the any of the posts in Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and we'll have you on, really. That's a great way to put it. We'll have you on the podcast right now. What shifts are you guys seeing in the market that builders should be paying attention to this year?
I mean, definitely AI. AI is, throwing budgetary numbers out there that is, I think making it challenging when the deck builder goes ahead and gives somebody a budget for their project, because I think that there's a disconnect there between AI and what a deck project might cost versus, the deck builder giving them a quote. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I see, that, the homeowners are really paying attention to what happens on AI.
Mm-hmm. They're becoming more equipped before they reach out.
Yeah. I'm seeing a change in in our area in the demographic. So we're getting a lot of people flowing from both your areas. Thank you very much. Traffic's gotten busier. So we are seeing high-end clients, like much more than low to middle end. So builders have got to really understand what they're selling right now. And they've really got to be able to show the innovative products. It's not just treated lumber down here anymore. We're seeing lots of aluminum, lots of steel, Owens Corning framing. And because we've got a higher end clientele coming in, builders have really got to start paying attention. It's not unheard of recently, and I'm talking to a lot of vendors, and they are seeing, packages go out from their locations that are huge. I mean, I've got a $500,000 job. I've got a 250. I've got another one that just sold 160. I've got a huge one from another builder. I mean, they are large jobs coming to the market, more so than the smaller ones. So just being able to easily sell a homeowner, a 12 by 16 deck, at least in our market, you better step your game up. You better know what's going on, because if you want to really make the money here, it's slowed down in the other two sectors. You better know high end.
Good stuff. We got Levi here from TC Decks in Utah. When are you bringing decks and docks to Utah, Lainie?
Not soon enough. I want to do business with you, Levi.
What's new with you, Levi? Let us know what's up. And then Be Nice Home Solutions said, I'd love a conversation sometime. We've got a super unconventional story and are having a lot of fun on our artisan detailing and introducing GCs to some next level processes. Way to build the anticipation.
I was going to say artisan detailing is pretty impressive. I would like to know that.
Yeah. Post some pictures in the comments. Give us something. Now we got FOMO.
Yeah, I was going to say tease us a little more.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is the good one. What does professionalism look like from your side of the table in 2026?
Lainie, I don't even know how to answer that one.
I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. I mean, I think a well-spoken, business savvy salesperson, right? I think, there's definitely, again, a separation between the guys that, I always think about Greg DiBernardo, right? He's like, look, I want to drive up in a nice car with my well-dressed clothes on. And I think that's absolutely fine, right? I think it represents you and your personal brand, right? So, and I don't want to take anything away from the guys that, are out there working all day and, going to do estimates at night, but definitely those guys, I feel bad, right? They're not probably working on their business as much as they should be. And I don't want to say one is more professional than the other, right? Because professionalism looks different for everybody, right? So it's a trick question, April. It's a trick question.
It's objective for sure. And I think it's got lots of nuances depending for sure. Trisha, do you?
But I think
for me, professionalism, whether it's on our side of the aisle or on the builder side, is knowing what you're talking about, being educated. I mean, I see so many people who just they're guesstimating. And when I say guesstimating, I mean, we actually had a vendor call to try to sell us a product. And it wasn't to me, it was to one of my builders and the builder asked what the price was. And they said, well, it's $250 a square foot. And the builder said, a square foot? Or a linear foot. And this supplier told him, well, how is it usually sold to you? And the builder was like, usually it's linear foot. It's decking. It's linear foot. And he's like, well, I'll get back to you. So, I mean, professionalism to me is just know your product.
Yeah.
Whether you're selling it to a homeowner or we're selling it to a builder, learn. Education is everything. And if you don't know anything, that's on nobody but yourself.
Yeah.
There's plenty of us. There's the Lainie Sleppins of the world. There's the April Edwards of the world. There's the me who can help teach you. And if you're not learning, that's a choice. That's a choice.
Yeah. And my perspective is be intentional and control the narrative and the experience. So it's always what's in it for your homeowner, not you. Putting them first and making sure that they understand what to expect. And I also think what separates the big dogs from the little dogs are those that can educate the homeowner and the potential issues that could come up ahead of time. Because then again, that's you really controlling the experience and showing that you know your stuff by not being afraid to say, even admit, maybe some issues, some problems that you've faced before too, and be open and honest about it. So they know. We've got a couple of comments here. So Sean said, if you don't look high end, it's hard to sell to high end clients. They respect success. Oh my God. Preach it, Sean. I swear I've had clients that work with us that won't invest in getting good photography for their work, but they don't want to take a lead that's not under $65,000, and I'm like, but your work isn't, yes, it's nice, but your images look like they were taken from a flip phone, so I back you on that. Amen, Sean. And that's in more ways than one. Jason said, what are the top 10% of builders ordering that the average guy isn't? Ooh.
They are ordering framing that isn't treated. They are ordering PVC that can be wrapped and, waterfall down a stair. They are using all the best fasteners and not putting a color match screw in. Yeah. They're making the most beautiful decks. They're making the most beautiful outdoor living spaces.
And deck lighting, right? Like a lot of these guys are using deck lighting as a standard. It's not even a question.
Yeah, no, yeah. You should, and it's not even just deck lighting. It needs to be for the whole
Landscape
outdoor
lighting.
experience. Yeah, the whole outdoor experience. If you're a high-end builder, you're doing these things. And it's not just doing it because you want the dollars, because you're going to get them, obviously, if you're selling those things. It's because you want your clients' build to last, to not just be beautiful for a couple of years, but to be beautiful for 10 years. If they choose to change it after 10 years, great. That's on them, but that they don't have to, because you have built with quality materials that are going to last. What's going on with our environment.
And I think these top tier builders are selling an experience that becomes emotional for the homeowner, right? That they become equally as emotionally invested in this, right? That it's an experience for them. And that's where I think, if I want to buy something, I want somebody to sell me on some other than just the product, right? Because it's one dimensional that way, right? Like it's a big investment. It's time for maybe me and my family, right? So if they're not selling that overall experience, right, I think they could be missing a step.
And I'll just back that up and say, explain the difference between how you're different versus ordinary builders too. Like I know a lot of builders, like they specialize in doing these amazing inlays or really special lighting. So if somebody's in their research phase and they're trying to figure out how much it costs, especially if you've got like a super, a high end, like maybe doctor type of homeowner that has the budget and not the time, like just make it really easy for them to understand why they want to work with you and how you do things at a higher level. You can't assume that they know. You can more than you used to because of AI, but it's still up to you to really lead that conversation.
And I think you're right. Like easy to do business with, right? Like, and I think that's a big thing for people today. Everybody's super busy. That the easier it is to do business with you, the better it will be for everybody.
Yeah.
Jason said, what do high volume builders standardize in their purchasing process? He's got some good questions.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
They're using the back end stuff that's making everything easy. And I can't think of who it is right now, and you both do, and I've just had a moment in my head and it's walked away. But they're organizing their builds. They're showing pictures to their customers every day of how it's going to happen and what they can expect the next day. And it's not just, a piece of paper with how much their build is. It's more. And because I'm old and
the brain part.
and my mind has gone away from me, and I have a customer who uses this all the time. I'm looking it up right now because I can't help it. Job Tread.
Are you talking Job Tread?
Job Tread.
We're using things like Job Tread to organize, because it's not just organizing on their side. It's for the customer as well. I mean, their customers can go in and see what they're doing, what they're going to do tomorrow. They are not just doing the process of their build. They're doing the back end that helps everybody.
Yeah, we're a premier partner with Job Tread, so we 100% back them up, and that also is leading the experience and making that goes back to looking professional too. Yeah. Because
sorry,
that's
I forgot your name. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
if you'd be disappointed.
If you go to deckbuildermarketers.com/growth, that's our growth hub. And if you go to the blog and search Job Tread, you'll see Eric's been on the podcast a couple of times, and we're updating our site to explain how our system, Sales Jumpstart, works directly with Job Tread in order to automate some of your communications and stuff like that based off of where they are in the process. So pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
I'll also go to the Job Tread Connect conference. You need to be a user of the software to go, but wow, there are some brilliant people that go to that show or conference.
I'm getting the purchasing from different builders based off of their site on a daily basis. It is so organized. It is so professional. It's so easy for them to do the purchase with me. It's a no-brainer.
Exactly. Good way to put it. Yeah. We got a couple more comments here. I know we're at time. I hope you have a couple more minutes. We have Sally here. Sally Chrisman. I see many contractors showing work that
Wolf Home Products.
I was going to say she's with Wolf.
Yeah, something is clipped here weird though. Let's see. Is also a sidebar feature the work you want to do, not all the things that take away from your deck building focus. Yeah. Oh my God, for sure. I mean, I talk to a ton of builders all the time, and I look at their website and they have like a gallery of like 200 photos, and it's like the same picture, the same project in 6 different angles, and it's work that they did 10 years ago that isn't the type of work that they want. So amen, Sally. Like I 100% agree. Like it's better to have 10 of your best projects that you want to get more work of than 100 of some shit, just for quantity's sake.
Yeah.
So.
And by the way, if we put Sally next to Trisha, you'd think they were sisters.
Oh yeah.
It's very funny.
Now.
I just had them in not her, but Wolf in this week. So yeah, lots of women all of a sudden joining Wolf.
Well, if a builder wants a stronger relationship with Decks and Docs, or to support or to explore some opportunities with this level of support you guys give, what's the best way to start that conversation? And this is a good question. What should they come prepared with?
What we can do to help them grow their business.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they at, right? So if they are, just starting out in the business, if they've been doing it for a year, maybe they're changing, their dynamically changing the position of their business. Maybe they did a lot of kitchens and baths and they want to pivot to decking, right? So I think, reaching out to us with, where they're at, right? And being honest about it, right? It's like we mentioned, to be humble and to be, honest with where we're at, and asking for help is actually very challenging, right? So we want to be able to help them from the best perspective that we can, right? So I think, having a true statement of where you're at and a clear, concise picture of what that looks like.
Yep. Be open for collaboration too. And I think that's what you're saying is like, just come with your ideas, brainstorm together.
Ask.
Mhm.
Ask. Tell us what you want. We don't read minds. Tell us what you want. Tell us where you're at, and then we can move forward from there.
Mm-hmm. So if somebody wants to reach out, what's the best way?
So I know that my website, Duchess of Decking, right, has a click-through that they can submit something online for me that will generate an email. So that's one way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very active on social media, but they need to indicate something there that it's from the podcast, because I, have some friend requests in there that sit idle.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sharing for anybody that's viewing, I'm sharing Lainie's website here, duchessofdecking.com. So you could get to know her a little bit more here. And then there is a form that she's talking about where you could reach out to her. So start growing today, and that'll go directly to Lainie. So make sure you check this out. What else? Anything else? I've got Deck Dialogue here. What is this?
That's my Instagram, my work.
All right.
That's what I do work-wise. So
Okay.
I like to show, my builders in the market, and I'll show what we're doing. If we're having events, I put it on there, that kind of thing. So people can reach out to me on that. Otherwise, with Decks and Docs, my email is tholman@decks-docs.com.
So I should follow you on that on that handle.
If what, the Deck Dialogue?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you want to, you can.
I don't know if I have room for you. I gotta see.
Well, you did just say that you're ignoring your friends, so
no, I did not say that. I did not say that.
Spicy. I like it.
Yeah.
So I spelled this right, didn't I? T Holman at decks-docs.com.
Yep. Either way,
And
you
if
can
you want to
get
add mine. It's L Sleppin, same way.
Yep.
Okay. L Sleppin at decks-docs.com. All right, Here we go. All right, great. We'll make sure to add those in the show notes. And any last words of wisdom before we head out here?
Find somebody that you respect their work. Meet them. Go work with them. Ask them if they're a good deck builder. They're going to invite you to help them.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Lainie?
call me. I'll help.
Yeah, there we go.
Call. I'll help. I might not be able to help build it all, but I can tote really well. I mean, I can bring some stuff to a spot. I may not be able to get those mitered angles, but I can move it to where you need it to be.
Yeah, I got shaky hands, so I'm probably not the best one to fasten anything, but I can carry stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. I love it. So again, so you could go to at deck_dialogue_. Is there an underscore at the end too? Okay, great. And follow Trisha, and then L Sleppin at decks-docs.com for Lainie, and T Holman, that's THOLMAN at decks-docs.com.
It's hard
Ladies, well,
to say.
I can talk sometimes. So ladies, thank you so much for being here and for giving such an honest look at what's happening from the supplier side of the table. I think this was extremely valuable. If there's one takeaway from this episode, it's that suppliers and manufacturers aren't just watching what you buy, they're watching how you run your business. Professionalism, preparation, consistency, and clarity matter more than ever in 2026.
Yeah.
So for the builders listening, if you want stronger partnerships, more support, and access to real opportunities, the conversation does start with how you show up. I think that's a great takeaway. So for any of you listening at Deck Builder Marketers, we help deck builders create marketing systems that attract the right clients and give you more control over your business, so you can stay focused on what you do best. If you're ready to create a marketing system, and it is the best time right now, you guys, before the spring rush hits, make sure that you are prepared. You can book a free strategy growth session with me at deckbuildermarketers.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, follow, and leave us a review. It helps us reach more deck builders, and it means a lot to our team. We have all of our upcoming podcast episodes on the Deck Builder Marketers website at deckbuildermarketers.com/events. So you could see if we're going to be in person anywhere. You could even see the topics that we have in our client-only growth workshops and masterminds, but also the most up-to-date or upcoming, I should say, podcast episodes. And before we close out, looks like we have another comment here. Oh, Jason said, thank you all. Great podcast.
Jason's good people.
Yeah, it's a good closer. So thanks again, ladies.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Great opportunity. Thanks, April, for allowing us to share some of our stories. We appreciate it.
We did.
Good bunch here. All right, over and out.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Hey, deck building community. Enjoyed the show? Hit subscribe and give us your thoughts. We love hearing from you. Ready to level up your business? Visit deckbuildermarketers.com. Check out our services and let's build your success together. Don't forget to download our free guides. They're a game changer. Thanks for tuning in to We Love Deck Builders, and see you on the next episode.